In this AlignMix video, you will learn how to import account data into a blank AlignMix file. So in this file here, we don't have any territories created or any data already imported. So it's a blank slate. And we will be importing this Excel file here, which is a very basic CRM-like export. We've got the territory ID, which I highly recommend using during your account import process. This will link all the data sets to this account ID. If you import your data without an account ID, AlignMix will create one for you starting at 1 and then all the way down the line. We also have the name of every account that we're importing, the street address, the state, the zip code. The zip code is very important in this example. You need to have that base geography in your Excel file in order to import any data onto the map. So if you're importing into US counties, then you would need the US FIPS codes here. If you're working on a Canadian map, this would be your Canadian FSA, and so on. For this example, we will be using the 5-digit zip code. This Excel file also has our accounts segmented by A, B, C, and D. This will create a different icon for each one of our segments. So there'll be either a square, circle, triangle, or a different icon for each one of those A, B, C, and Ds. We then have these accounts assigned to a territory. So essentially what we are creating here is an account-based alignment because we don't have any geographic territories created in our AlignMix file. We also have these accounts assigned to a sales rep. We have 3 numeric data sets. Moving all the way to the right, we have some text-based data that we will also import with it linked to each one of these accounts. So now let's go back to our blank AlignMix file and start this import. Here's our blank AlignMix file, and now let's go ahead and import our data. To do that, you click on File, Import, Import your data. Now we select that file for import and click on Open. The AlignMix software will default to showing you the data from the first worksheet in that Excel workbook, which is exactly the worksheet we need to import. If you have your worksheet on a different tab, you have to click the back button and then select the tab that you plan to import. And then you would click on Next. Here on the left side of the screen, we have all of our column labels from that Excel file. What we need to do now is click and drag from the left and drop those sections into the corresponding spots here on the right. And that will tell AlignMix how to import this data. So our account ID goes to unique ID. And as I do that, you'll see some of the other categories have collapsed. AlignMix now knows what we are importing. Name goes to name, street address to street address, city goes to city, state to state. Our 5-digit zip code goes to zip code. Our segmentation comes here to segmentation. Assigned territory ID down here. Assign sales rep to sales rep, and we can select multiple numeric data sets by holding Control on the keyboard and then dragging that to numeric data. And then products purchased, which is our text-based data, goes to account text data. Now you don't need all of this data in order to import your accounts. As a minimum, you need the unique ID and the zip code, and then you can import those accounts into their locations. But in this example, we're bringing some more information in. And you also don't need to import your accounts first. If you already have a zip to territory file created, you can import that first if you wanted to. So there is no order to the import process. Now let's click on Next. Here you will receive a summary of all the data that we are about to import. And as you can see, in our 20,000 rows of data, we have 8 duplicates. So what AlignMix will do is it will merge those duplicates into one. And that's why we recommend using a unique ID. So instead of 8 icons appearing in the same zip code representing one account, AlignMix has merged them all together. And it's also summed up the data sets that are linked to that unique ID. We're importing 4 segments into 99 territories, and we have 78 sales reps being imported with this file. Click on Next, and that import begins. When it's finished, you'll have an opportunity to view any errors, if this file has errors, and how many retired zip codes you have. Retired zip codes are zip codes that your Excel file has, but no longer exist in the AlignMix map. So AlignMix locates those retired zip codes and actually updates your data and places your data in the correct new zip code. And now click on Finish. And now you may be wondering, where are my territories? Well, we actually didn't do a zip to territory import in order to create geographic territories. We've only imported account data. And you also may be wondering, where are my accounts? And by default, the accounts appear at a zoom level of 5, and we're at a zoom level of 3. And you can adjust those zoom levels and configure layers. So let's zoom in further here to Indianapolis, and you'll see the 4 types of accounts scattered on the screen. Using the lasso tool, I'll lasso this big area surrounding all of Indianapolis and let go. When you let go, you'll see a summary of everything that we've selected. And in fact, we do have territories created, but they're at the account level. So we currently only have accounts assigned to territories. What we don't have is zip codes assigned to territories. In order to create those geographic-based territories, you either have to import a zip to territory file, or you can do an alignment cleanup, which will assign the zip codes to the same territory that the accounts are assigned to. And there you go. You've just learned how to import account data into a blank AlignMix file.